She looked at him, then rolled her eyes. "Sir, first class isn't self-service. Sit tight, I'll get to you. Eventually." The other passengers chuckled. The black man smiled faintly, saying nothing. For 6 hours, she ignored him. No drink, no meal, not even eye contact. To her, he was invisible. But what she didn't know was that the quiet passenger she dismissed wasn't a mistake in her manifest. He was the reason it existed. By the time this plane touched down, her laughter would vanish, her badge would burn, and every arrogant word she spoke would cost her everything. The cabin lights dimmed as the final passengers settled in. In seat 2A, a tall black man placed his briefcase neatly beneath the seat ahead, nodded politely to the woman beside him, and fastened his belt. He carried no entourage, no visible brand markers, just quiet composure and presence that drew no attention. The flight attendant, crisp and confident, made her rounds through first class, smiling brightly at everyone, except him. She stopped at each seat, pouring wine, taking meal preferences, making small talk. But when she reached 2A, her tone changed. "Sir," she said curtly, "I'll come back once we've confirmed your upgrade." He looked up, puzzled but calm. "Upgrade?" "Yes," she said, glancing at his ticket without taking it. "We've had issues with people sneaking into first class lately." A few passengers looked over. The woman next to him frowned. The man kept his tone neutral. "You're welcome to check. My name should be on your manifest." Her smile thinned. "It's procedure," she said, moving past him. The humiliation was quiet but precise. Cameras hadn't yet lifted, but the whispers had begun. Minutes later, she returned with a smirk. "We'll sort it out. For now, you'll have to wait for service until it's verified." "Understood," he said simply. The plane leveled out above the clouds. Meal carts rolled down the aisle. Champagne flutes clinked. Laughter filled the air. But seat 2A sat untouched. No drink, no meal, no acknowledgement. When he pressed the service button, she looked directly at him and kept walking. The passenger beside him whispered, "You should report her." He gave a small nod. In time, hours passed. He worked quietly on his tablet, typing notes, reviewing documents. She passed by him repeatedly, each time pretending not to see him. When another attendant offered to help, the lead attendant, her name tag reading Marissa, snapped, "Focus on your section. I'll handle him." It wasn't her words, it was the tone. The authority of habit. As the flight neared its midpoint, turbulence struck. A sudden jolt sent a tray flying and a passenger in 3B gasped for air, clutching his chest. Panic spread. Marissa froze, eyes wide. The black man unbuckled his seatbelt. "I'm certified in emergency response," he said, already kneeling beside the struggling passenger. "He needs oxygen now. Sir, sit down." Marissa barked, voice trembling. He ignored her and guided the second attendant calmly. Mask, valve open. Pulse check. Elevate his head. Within moments, the passenger began to breathe again. The crowd exhaled in relief. The captain's voice came over the intercom, thanking the gentleman in seat 2A for swift action. Marissa avoided his gaze the rest of the flight. When the plane landed, she hurried to the exit door, eager to leave the encounter behind. But as passengers disembarked, a supervisor stood waiting, with the man from 2A beside him. "Marissa," the supervisor said quietly, "please hand over your ID and credentials." Her confusion turned to dread. "What? Why?" The supervisor's tone was formal. "You'll be contacted by corporate shortly." "There's been a change in leadership." Her stomach dropped. "Leadership?" The man beside him extended a calm hand. "I'll take it from here." The supervisor stepped back immediately. She stared at the man, the same passenger she'd ignored, mocked, and belittled. His voice was even. "Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Marcus Hale, the new chief executive officer of this airline." Her knees nearly buckled. You're joking." He tilted his head. "Do I seem like the type?" Her mouth opened, but no words formed. "I boarded quietly," Marcus continued. "I wanted to see how my employees treat people when they think no one's watching." The terminal went silent. Ground crew stopped mid-step. The story was writing itself across every phone camera in reach. "You failed that test," Marcus said softly. "Spectacularly," Marissa stammered. "Sir, I didn't mean—" He cut her off gently. You meant every word. And now we'll mean every consequence. He handed a folder to the supervisor. Terminate her employment immediately. Full investigation into all prior complaints under her record. Her lip quivered. Please, sir, I've worked here 12 years. He met her eyes. 12 years should have taught you the difference between service and superiority. Reporters waiting by the gate began filming. The video would go viral within the hour. As she was escorted away, Marcus turned to the young attendant who had followed instructions during the emergency. What's your name? Lena, sir. You handled yourself well. Effective immediately, you'll be promoted to lead flight attendant. Training starts tomorrow. Her eyes widened. Thank you, Mr. Hale. He nodded once. Earn it. And never forget, kindness travels further than authority ever will. Later that day, in the airline's boardroom, cameras flashed as Marcus addressed the media. Today's incident was not about one employee, he said. It's about a system that rewards arrogance and punishes humility. That ends now. He announced a full-scale reform called Project Horizon, mandating new inclusivity, empathy, and ethics protocols across all staff, effective immediately. The footage of Marissa's confrontation flooded social media under the tag Hot New CEO Flight, hitting 10 million views overnight. Former passengers shared similar stories, and the world demanded accountability. The airline's stock dipped, then soared when Marcus Hale issued a single memo to all employees. Service isn't about titles. It's about trust. The seat number never defines who deserves respect. Weeks later, a reporter found Marissa working at a small cafe. When asked what she learned, her voice broke. He never yelled. That's what haunted me most. He already knew who he was. I didn't. The clip became mandatory training across airlines worldwide. And months later, as Marcus boarded another flight, the crew greeted him with genuine smiles. He nodded once and said, "Altitude means nothing without attitude." That day, every flight attendant learned, power doesn't announce itself. It observes who deserves its silence. If you believe true power needs no introduction, stand with us. Like this video, share it everywhere, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from and what moment hit you hardest. Subscribe today and turn on notifications to witness more stories where arrogance falls and dignity rises.